I have here a exclusive Kanile'a model, custom only for the ukulele site. And this has Sitka Bear Claw Spruce, but what's really crazy is that this spruce top on this particular ukulele shows a lot of characteristic, and especially those what they call bear claw marks on the top. And we have the ebony binding here on the sides. And one of the things that you don't really get to see on Kanile'a ukuleles is cocobolo back and sides. So this is a very interesting model, and cocobolo has a big reputation of having the characteristics of such as rosewood and ebony. It's a very dense wood, but one of my experiences with cocobolo is that you get a nice strong projecting tone from it. Again, we have the ebony fretboard over here. We got the Goto UPT tuners in the back of the headstock. And what's really cool about having these types of tuners on this ukulele is that it really makes the faceplate shine a little bit more, so you can clearly see the logo. And it has a side port over here. And you got kind of a little bit of some inlay, some rope style inlay. I'm used to seeing a lot of this used as binding along the sides and the face of the instrument. And satin neck. And let's give this thing a sound sample.
Okay, so this was another custom Kanile'a for us, and if you want to talk about the features for a second, and then kind of, this wasn't a really fair comparison because this had Uke strings on it, Joel's new fluorocarbon strings that are going to be available soon on our site. But yeah,
we highly recommend getting it with the strings.
Yeah. Totally, all of them. But yeah, kind of talk about your thoughts and maybe show. So this was koa back inside.
This has a cedar top, which is one of my favorite top woods because it produces a very warm, balanced tone with really good projection and volume. And we paired this with a koa back and side. So this would be considered almost like a deluxe koa set that you probably are familiar with some of their other models. And we got ebony binding here along the sides, satin neck, and one of the things that we're going to try is to incorporate in our exclusive models as much as possible is using the Goto UPT planetary tuners, which really shows off the headstock and the faceplate. Again, with pearl dots and also the logo. And this one in particular was actually strung up with a set of strings from our very own Joel, our head setup guy. He's been working on these, and we really feel that they pair really well with Kanile'a ukuleles and a whole lot of other instruments that we offer. And this was a good one. Sounds great and plays good.
How do you think it compares with the spruce top you just played?
I'm a huge fan of cedar because of the warmth that it gives. And the spruce top did sound really, really good. Spruce is always best for recording audio because like the microphones pick up more frequencies that the human ear cannot really hear. But for self-enjoyment, I always lean more towards like the sound of cedar. But they both sound good. I mean, the bear claw and the spruce top was pretty insane. And but sound-wise, I prefer this model more.
How do you think that spruce top would have sounded different with the Uke strings?
I think we would have got a lot more sustain for one thing. The Uke strings have a really good balance between clarity and warmth, so I think it would probably work good for either model, spruce or cedar. It would probably bring out the best of the instrument even more, especially when you're playing a high-end instrument. You want to showcase the sustain and tone as much as possible, and finding the right string set is like the icing on the cake.
Yeah, because they're fluorocarbon, but they're actually warm sounding.
Yeah, it's really strange because like
the higher tension.
Yeah, like fluorocarbon strings generally have a really bright sound. It's not my kind of thing, and I always lean towards nylon sets because of the warmth. But there's something different about the fluorocarbon that's used to create these strings. They have a much broader tonal spectrum, and I hear a lot more overtones and with the good clarity and sustain that you get from your typical fluorocarbon set, but everything else is not typical.
Okay, we're gonna
Thank you, Vanna White.
So this is a Uke set, but with the low G, and we're gonna hear. Keep going with the Kanile'a custom shop and to the Alcoa.
Sorry, hang on.
You're like the guy with the race pit stop.
Pit stop. Water. Gas.
Alright, so we have another beautiful Kanile'a that we're going to be comparing different tone woods as well as string sets. This one is strung up with the high tension smooth wound low G from Uke Logic. It was designed by Mr. Joel himself, and this is a master grade koa custom tenor ukulele. And we have like the arm bevel here. It's kind of hard to see, but you definitely know it's there when you're holding it because you can feel it. Side port, slotted head, stock, stealth Goto tuners. And let's see how this one stacks up with the other ones.
You did a twirl on that already, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gorgeous set. It sounds really warm. Really nice with that string set too.
It almost looks like 3D.
What do you think of the three woods? Still go with the cedar? That koa has a nice sound to it too.
It sounds really good. Yeah. But the cedar, this one actually sounds warmer than the cedar.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, like there's a, you know, the high end, like the brighter sound. It's not that bright, like
Yeah.
from koa. There's like a certain sparkle to it, which is really nice. It's not like typical koa. It's some of the best sounding koa I've heard so far.
I don't know, I think I like
Not a body.
the cedar more. But it does sound
It's-
good.
it
I'm not
still
gonna
has
lie.
that crystal clarity, even with the
Yeah.
warmth. You know, it's kind of got both sides of it.
I think there's something with the cedar one. It sounds like almost like a piano. With
Yeah,
like if you're sitting,
doing
if you
finger
step
picking,
on the sustain pedal, it just keeps on sustaining. So.
What's like the energy of the body.
Okay.
So this will be the last ukulele from the Kanile'a group that we are featuring on this video. This is a Kanile'a Super Tenor Premium, but it's a 17-inch scale, so it's not your typical 19-inch Super Tenor. But what makes this one different is that towards the bottom, you have a little bit more wider body here, which actually is supposed to give it a little bit more bassiness and warmer response. This is the premium koa, and it has really nice grain, nice and straight. And let's see how this one compares to the other models that we've been recording.
My ringtone.
What do you think of that compared to the regular body size? I guess it's always different, but
I like how the normal body size feels when I'm holding it.
oh yeah.
I'm not used to playing with a jumbo size
It does
tenor.
seem a little bit more dynamic to me. But
It can be. I mean, some of them that we've had would clip the mics because they're super
On the
dynamic.
bass side, it was like punchy.
Yeah.